Hello. As a copywriter consultant and martial artist who has been involved with outreach work for over 30 years, I just have some information that I would like to share with you. Now, the name of this video is called The Valuable Fans. The Valuable Fans. Now, there are a lot of fans when it comes to sports. There's basketball fans, football fans, baseball fans. Some people admire hockey. Others like to look at soccer, and they are avid fans. They watch all of the games. They know the names of the players. They understand the situation with their families. They follow the current news and trends of that team or someone on their favorite team. So that's what a fan is. A fan is someone who has great respect, honor, and admiration and interest for a person, place, or thing. So we're going to discuss what it's like to be a valuable fan. How does it benefit you in your personal life? How does it benefit you in your professional life? Well, first of all, again, in order to value something, you must pay attention to it, you must research it, and you must activate those things that it suggests for you to become a better individual. In other words, back in the day, there was a commercial by the military called Be the Best That You Can Be. And one of the best ways to be the best that you can be is to embrace, observe, research, and mimic righteous values. Mimic righteous values. I want that to sink in. A lot of people just hear the word value, they hear the word fan, and sometimes we take it for granted the importance of this concept when it's activated and implemented in our personal lives and in our professional lives. For example, a mother that values herself, she's going to conduct herself in a certain classical way. She's not going to reveal certain things when she dresses. She's not going to say certain things and draw toxic attention or be involved in a toxic environment. The same thing with a father and or husband. He's going to respect himself. He's going to respect his wife. If he has children, he's going to respect them. There's not going to be any physical or even verbal abuse, even though there may be disagreements, even though there may be arguments or situations where they don't see eye to eye. It will not escalate to the point of being an extreme, ugly, and dramatic situation. So oftentimes people offer advice, they offer courses, they offer webinars, they offer information and quality content through the internet. People like Neil Patel, Tony Robbins, and there are many others, Warren Buffett, when it comes to investments. So valuable fans embrace the knowledge that these individuals are referring to, and they utilize it wherever they can. So as a copywriter consultant and someone involved with outreach, let's deal with that a little bit. I have over 30 years in outreach, feeding the hungry, Meriden YMCA, downtown, the New Haven Green, dealing with the homeless on the New Haven Green. My wife and I would often visit Leeway Hospital, which is the last point of entry or stay for those that are involved with AIDS, the AIDS patients. We visited many times Yale/St. Raphael Hospital before they were separate. Now they're together, and that's not a bad thing. And we would outreach, we would teach Sunday school, do the prayer on Temple Street when the church that we were affiliated with was there. And then after that, we would go down to the green, feed the hungry, give them packets of hygiene, toothpaste, deodorant, and we would hand them a flyer. A gentleman by the name of Mr. Richardson had a facility on Dixwell Avenue. He ran a program for drug addicts and alcoholics. It was a 12 step, but it was a little different from AAA, more effective, more results than that. And he would help them out. And many times my wife would go there and speak and display her books and her t-shirts that she also designs. So that's valuing human life. That's valuing helping others, being sociable in order to cause an effective change. That's a part of my background. I've taught the martial arts, been involved with that for over 30 years, actually over 40. And again, there are 22 business principles involved in the martial arts. The reason why I'm saying all this is because I embrace value. My mother taught us when we were younger, treat other people how you want to be treated. So it didn't start in college. It didn't start when I got into business. Many of our values start when we're in the home. And then as we grow and mature in life, we can recognize values in other areas in our personal lives and in our professional lives. So it's vitally important to be a valuable fan, being a fan of something that is valuable. Food is valuable because you need it in order to sustain your body to stay alive. Water is valuable. You need it because many parts of our body is mostly made out of water. So you won't get dehydrated and catch cramps and cause all kind of medical problems. Tranquility is valuable in order to step back from the ins and outs in the daily grind throughout the day or the week or the month. That's why people take vacations. That's why jobs have breaks. And that's why entrepreneurs take breaks and get some R&R to refresh. Why? Your health is your wealth. The more mentally fit you are, intellectually fit, and physically fit that you are, the more effective you are. Why? Because you value health and wellness, which is a blooming industry, I must say, even today. So we're talking about being valuable fans. Now, I've designed a training course titled Introduction to Psychology, which holds plenty of value. Psychology has been around since the time of Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, these Greek philosophers and scholars. It's been around since Jesus was here. It's been around since Adam was here. God said, Adam, where are you? When he made a mistake and blew it. For those of you that believe in the Bible, God used psychology. He said, Adam, where are you? He asked an open-end question, which is part of qualitative research. He was looking for a quality answer, an honest, ethical, moral answer of morale from Adam. Adam did not do what he was supposed to do. He answered deceptively. He blame shifted the woman. Then he talked to the woman. She blame shifted the serpent. And blame shifting, for those of us that don't know, is a part of bitterness, rebellion, and rejection. We're talking about being a valuable fan. So this course is not for everybody. Those that order it, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Those that don't order it, I'm fine with that too, because it is not for everybody. It's only for valuable fans, fanatics, people that are obsessed with value. So let's look at some of the types of value. One value is your temperament is consistent with purpose driven and highly focused culture or cultures. Again, your temperament is consistent with purpose driven, highly focused culture, meaning you desire to blend in without compromising your convictions with another culture, group, or person or groups to impact them on a positive level and also to receive concepts that you can implement into your own life. I'll give you an example. When I was in college online, I had to do a essay on a different culture, the Maasai, African culture. Very unique people. And the more I read, the more I wrote, the more I pulled out some concepts from this culture because they are very purpose driven. As a matter of fact, they're underrated, and science, many times for racial reasons, biases them. They are known as the greatest critical thinking group of people, where their brains are at peak performance 24/7. That's documented. A young man by the last name of Klotz, he was from Germany. He spent 15 years with these people. He learned how they study the strength and weaknesses of the lion. Hmm. That's something that people have to deal with in a job interview. What are your weak points? What are your strengths? What value are you bringing to this company, to your family, to your community, to other organizations? So that concept is adoptable and transferable in any culture. They have a rite of passage. For the 12-year-old young men, they used to do this by themselves where they would hunt a lion with just a spear and a sword. But now they go in groups with the elders. What does that do? Well, number one, hunting a real hungry lion in the bush. For those of you in the hood that think you got so much, in the bush, by yourself or with a group without a firearm, to the average individual is insanity. But to them, it's a normal rite of passage. Listen to the age, at the age between 12 and 13. 12 and 13. Your average 12 and 13-year-old in America doesn't want to read a book, doesn't want to learn a skill, is caught up in video games along with the parents. Nothing wrong with a little entertainment, but where is the value? What's being prioritized, entertainment or education? And that hunt teaches them synergy. You have to work in a group when hunting live, hungry, wild lions. They're not tamed. They're not in a cage. You also have to watch out for snakes. The mamba over there, whose bite can kill 15 men. You got to watch out for all that. I saw a video on YouTube or on television where hunters were hunting this man-eating lion that was attacking the villages at night and breaking through the huts and just eating people alive. Killed about 50 folks. So they got tired of that. So these hunters came who had rifles. There was one hunter in the front. There was one in the back because lions are known, like bears, to sneak up upon you. You can't hear them. And the one they had in front leading the charge was a young Maasai boy with nothing but a sword and a spear. He was in front of the gentleman that had the gun in the front. The other one was watching the back, but they had a non-armed young gentleman from the Maasai tribe who was used to doing that, knew the enemy's strengths, knew his weaknesses. Those young men can smell a lion, just like a lion can smell them. Why am I discussing this? The value of his training helped those hunters to stay alive. As you are a valuable fan with your temperament consistent with purpose driven and a highly focused culture other than your own, you save lives, you impact lives, you make positive deposits into the lives of others, and in return, you receive lessons in life. So, what else about the valuable fans who are going to embrace introduction to psychology? You're going to be inspired to excel. Valuable fans are inspired to excel. Again, be the best that you can be was a motto in a commercial by the military years ago on television. A martial arts training started at 14 and it hasn't stopped since. It's been 5 years with this gentleman. Work with some other people, train my sons, train some other folks. And the training was intense. I mean, you had to be focused. You had to be determined to excel because if not, you wouldn't make it. I'll take one incident. As I saw my trainer stand in what we call the basic stance or the horse stance, it looked so easy. But when I tried it, because I wasn't used to it, your nerves and your body start shaking, especially your legs. You feel this pain while you're in the stance, after you come out of the stance, when you go to sleep, when you walk around, because your muscles are saying, hey, your leg muscles and thighs are saying, hey, what are you doing? You're waking us up. We haven't felt this before. So it's very impactful. But you have to be inspired to excel. And I was inspired to excel in the martial arts. I'm still training over 40 years. And again, there are 22 business principles that are involved. So whatever you're involved with, carpentry, electronics, any type of business, fashion design, real estate, you have to be inspired in spirit to excel. Your spirit has to connect with your niche. Another thing about valuable fans that will embrace this training program is that you're the type of person that takes 100% responsibility. You don't blame shift like some people. I used to hang around with a guy, I'm not going to mention his name. He works at Yale, probably retired right now. Every time I go over his house, we start playing, and he would drop his potato chips and, you did that. It's your fault. He was a spoiled brat at that time. Hopefully he's out of it now. Blamed shifted the blame on me. Didn't take responsibility. Oh man, I dropped it. Let me get some more potato chips, or let me get some more of this or that, some corn chips or what have you. Blamed it on me. And a lot of us sometimes do that. Oh, my wife's fault. Oh, this and the system and the that and that politician and this leader of the community didn't do that, so I can't do this. There's no excuses. Take full responsibility. If you blow it, you blew it. We all make mistakes. Be open and honest with yourself in order to accelerate and be highly focused and purpose driven. You have to take 100% responsibility. As they say, put your man pants on, grow a pair, step up to the plate, and like Ray Charles said in the movie, make it do what it do, baby. So who else is going to embrace this teaching? You have to have vision, not natural vision, because there are blind people like Stevie Wonder, when Ray Charles was alive, Jose Feliciano, I believe he's still alive, playing the guitar, Light My Fire, which was very popular back in the 60s, bad Latino brother, dynamite, skills and character and personality. I believe he's from New York. Got that cultural blend, that extra flavor of how to blend with other cultures. So, in order to be the best you can be, you have to have not just physical vision, you have to have a vision in your spirit, your imagination. What are your main goals? What are your objectives? So, when problems arise in front of you, because your eye is on the vision, you not only see the problems, you see the final goal, the end game. When you're traveling on the highway, and you're going to Canada and you reach a certain point on the highway, the signs tell you where you are and how many more miles you have to go before you reach your final destination. They do it on trains. You're going from here to Atlanta on a train, which is a long ride, by the way. And at various stops, they'll tell you where the train is so you can keep in your mind the stopping here. It may be a long ride, but we have X amount of time to get to Atlanta, Georgia. So that's that point. Another point, this training course is for those with strong ethics. A part of my ethical background is that My parents sent me to Sunday school when I didn't want to go. I got involved with ministry at the age of 18 and have never left. It's been over 30 years. And I don't often say this, but I will implement this. There is a thing called the anointing to teach. That is my role. I am a teacher. I've taught Sunday school over 17 years. And anyone in digital marketing who is worth their salt will tell you, and many of you know this already, one of the greatest type of contents to put forth is the how to. That's teaching. How to do this, how to do that. So that's having strong ethics. And I want to relate to the military when it comes to strong ethics. You have your Navy SEALs, you have your Army Rangers, you have your Air Force Eagles, you have your Marine Special Operation Regiment, now known as Marine Raider Regiment. And then you have your Green Berets. They're specialized units that have ethics. And a lot of people think they're trained to fight. These elite forces are not trained to fight. They don't carry handcuffs, they carry body bags. That's how focused and purpose driven they are. They are inspired to excel. Because if they get pulled over for whatever reason by a police officer, let's say, for instance, the tail light is broke or brake light is not working, and the officer or state trooper pulls them over on the highway, license, registration, please. Let's say it's a Green Beret. He pulls out his license. When that trooper or that officer goes back to his car and goes into his system and starts putting in that gentleman's information, it's not going to go to the regular database. It goes to another database. Separate, it's connected electronically, but it's separate from the normal people. Why? This man is an elite military leader. He has special security clearance to get in touch with senators, governors, the White House, CIA, Secret Service, Interpol, FBI, all of that. And then you have your black operators, which is another name for Marine Raiders Regiment. So there you have it with them. They're very strong in their ethics. They don't believe in leaving the enemy behind. How many saw the movie Lone Survivor with Wahlberg's brother? There's a Wahlberg that plays a role as a cop in the Blue Bloods. And then he has a brother, last name Wahlberg. He played in this movie, real life movie, based on real life events, where the Navy SEALs went to fight the Taliban and only one of them survived. The rest of them, unfortunately, gave their lives honorably. He was a lone survivor, but he had strong ethics. And then one of the ways he survived is because some people in the village took him in and protected him rather, and risked their own lives. They had strong ethics. It's an Eastern custom. Begins with a P. Hard to pronounce, but it's an Eastern custom where they take in strangers and protect them with the life of their own. Those of you that study the Bible, remember when the angels of God came to Abraham, and it says when they told Abraham what God was planning to do with Sodom and Gomorrah, that after they finished their dialogue and fellowship, Abraham got up and walked them a ways down the road. I'm paraphrasing. The reason why he walked them a way down the road was to show honor, respect, and to be a protective person for their well-being. Now, they appear like men, so Abraham did not know that these were angelic beings. They didn't come in their glory. They toned it down, and they looked like regular men to him, and they had on the customary Eastern garb. So he's figuring they're strangers, just like this Taliban with this lone survivor of the Navy SEALs. He protected them and walked them further. So who else is going to be involved as a valuable fan and embrace such type of training? People that like to plan, people that are organized. Again, this course is not for everyone. I put some things on my LinkedIn page. I've put it up inside Inclusion, which I don't own that website, and they're now reviewing it, but I'm not waiting on them. That course is still available, PDF form, by contacting me, Mike8828 at yahoo.com, Mike8828 at yahoo.com. So you need to be a planner. It's also geared towards those who embrace and value synergy or collaboration or teamwork. Many of you are leaders already 10, 20, maybe 30 years into business and may reach a snag. It will help you to create better synergy amongst your own team and your clients that you are attempting to help. And it's all based off of over 100 years worth of data. It's based off psychology. Remember, Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, and others used logical reasoning to solve not just personal, but more so cultural problems. There's a lot of cultural problems in the business world today. And this course is to help you to solve those problems and get rid of those problems forever. In the martial arts, we call it overkill. The military elites that I mentioned are not trained to fight. They're trained to kill the enemy, to get rid of him or them, annihilate. See ya. A bella vista. Look, bye bye. One of those things. So you want to be involved with teamwork and collaboration. And in order to do that, humble yourself. This course will definitely benefit you. So, what else? People that are involved with leadership. Now, you may say, well, I'm just starting a business. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to set it up. I don't know how to market my services and products. I don't know how to price it. This course is for you. You're still a leader. When you are a leader, you are responsible and you have all of these other character traits that I mentioned. You're temperate, consistent, purpose driven. You're inspired to excel. You take 100% rather responsibility. You have vision, strong ethics. You plan. You like teamwork. So even if you haven't started yet, this course will give you a heads up on what you're attempting to do, what the good, bad, and the ugly is, and how to resolve that quickly. Quickly. Back to my background. When I went through an online psychology training course, I did it in 16 months. Now, I had some previous training from another school. I had to pull out for personal reasons. I had 24 credits there. That was an online course and it was accelerated. So I took the credits, they pieced them together, came up with 126 credits, GPA of 4.0. And I don't brag, I'm just letting you know. Anyone, I don't care if they're taking sociology, anthropology, carpentry, whatever, that goes through an accelerated training course, that's a valuable fan. And if you're a valuable fan, you'll embrace value. You may have business models already in place. That's cool. Again, if you get it, fine. If you don't, I'm fine with it. Either or. But I'm just letting you know who it's for. So if you don't fit this criteria, you know it's not for you. For example, if there was an ad for college students only, and you're out of college, you're not thinking about going to college, you wouldn't answer that ad because it's not addressing you. You're not a college student. If it was for a carpenters union in a northern or southern or western area, and you're not a carpenter by trade, you wouldn't answer that ad. You wouldn't click on that because not for you. So, leaders mentor, they're involved with the cell grouping effect. As you plant, then there's the fertilization and watering, and things grow and excel. Also, last but not least, this is part one of this teaching series and encouragement and inspiration about valuable fans, who we really are, what we believe, and what we do. You want to be an influential leader who leaves a righteous legacy. You see, people who this course is for is not just looking to rank higher with Google, to grow organic traffic, to drive more leads and increase in revenue. That's a piece of the puzzle or the pie, not the whole thing. People who are willing to embrace even someone else's course, and Ed Gandia or Nick F. Nelson or Mary Henderson, to name a few, Ruthie Bowles, Cher Jones, Keisha White. Now, these are other people that are, I mean, crushing it. Michael Brenner, Constant Marketing Institute. People in these arenas creating great impact, people who are willing to embrace this teaching or even their teaching, are geared to leave an influential legacy. Putting it in simple terms, when I pass, expire, when these other individuals pass, when Floyd Mayweather passes, God bless his soul, the content creation and the content strategies that he has created can be duplicated and taught without him being present. That's a real leader. Lee Burley, a self-defense trainer, teaches 52 blocks. He trains other men and women. Sensei Mo, Willie the Bam Johnson, and many others. George Logan. When they're not around, their students who have learned certain concepts are able to execute those concepts mentally, spiritually, and physically effectively without them being around. That's real influence. It's called being contagious. Jeremiah said the word of God was like fire shut up in his bones. The word of God and inspiration it was in him so much he could not contain it. Why? It influenced him. You still talk about Jeremiah. People can say what they want about Jesus, but his reputation is still circulating. Say what you want to say about Mayweather. He's creating great strides, not only in the sports world, but in the business world. He's doing better in business than he did in sports. And he did excellent in sports. He's doing super abundantly excellent in business. The man has 9 buildings in New York alone in commercial real estate, worth $9 billion. His net worth is $750 billion. And he has helped people in the past, and he still helps people. P. Rella, he met him from the East Coast. They got together. Rella was staying at Floyd's house for about 2 months. Floyd didn't even tell him until Rella got certain personal things situated. Public information. He's got this on YouTube. You can look at it, his interview. Once Rella got certain personal things situated, Floyd let him know, don't worry about no house. I don't bought you a mansion, bro. And when he first came out there to his house, Mayweather told Pirella this: you won't have to worry about money for the rest of your life. That is influence. That's leaving a positive, strong legacy. That's influence. The Maze people I talked about, they're very influential. You see them dressed in their garb with the red on and the spear, and they're very slim looking. They're not overweight. They eat a certain diet. However, physically, they're strong and they're fast. They're known to run to the market and back 5 hours. Run, not walk. Not take a truck. That means they're running through the bush to get their cattle to the market. And hyenas like that meat. Lions like that meat. Hippos and snakes, and they're running through all of that. 5 hours to the market and back. And they are trained, well trained. They don't show it, but they trust me, they are. I've been around some people from Africa, cultural background. They're well trained in self defense. So, again, because they embrace being influential with their culture and to leave a righteous legacy, they operate under certain principles. So, this is part one of being a valuable fan. And again, I encourage you to get the course. And again, if you get it, fine. If you don't, fine. But get somebody's course, better yourself, excel. So I'm signing off. And remember, to reach me, it's MIKE8828 at yahoo.com, or you can even email me at mikeiswealthy at gmail.com. That's mikeiswealthy at gmail.com. God bless you. Bye bye.